Hi, it's Sunday night, the 31st of May. It's the end of May already. Bam! And day 152 of Living My Dream. Living the Dream. My power statement I wrote down for today said, today is Sunday, and I'm going to sharpen the saw by going to my son's home to celebrate Huxley, the little 2-year-old boy's birthday, and then we're going to come home and relax. I started my day like every day with my win the morning, win the day routine, and that was so relaxing and empowering. So relaxing. I felt very much so invigorated and ready to make the day exceptional and productive. I started with strong with personal and inward power, and I'm just going to stay strong, I said to myself, and at the end of the day I ending strong right here. So it's a great day. But after breakfast, I couldn't wait until 2:20 p.m. to come around, as that was the time we were going to leave to go to Huxley's birthday parade and then to have dinner with his other grandparents. All of us got into a line, and we formed a line of cars, and we were going to drive by the front of the house slowly, handing candy out, honking and cheering happy birthday and we love you, and Adam and Whitney were going to hold little Huxley up on a table, and we're just going to keep things safe. Well, after the parade, it went well and was fine. After the parade, my wife and I went into the house to have a party dinner with this 2-year-old little powerhouse. He says the Pledge of Allegiance, if you can imagine. He's been doing that for 5 months. He counts to 15, and he knows all of his animals and colors and most of his ABCs. They've really worked with him so hard. And I bet this last 3 months with the stay-at-home stuff, they've really, really got after it. Anyhow, he's so fun. He loves to sing all of his fun growing up songs, and just recently they sent a little video of him singing Happy Birthday to himself. It was the cutest thing. Anyhow, it makes me laugh, and that's who we spend our day with. Anyway, it was quite fun and renewing to spend the day with that little family, and I just had a great day. So here's my to-do list for Sunday today. It said sharpen the saw. That's what we did to sharpen my saw and get renewed. And I had 2 or 3 other little things here, and spend the time. I did some things to help the folks at Avalon. This morning I had a couple assignments with them, to not going over by them, but they're doing okay, but they're lonely and are missing having folks and family come to visit them, as you can imagine. And so my little group did some things that I needed to spend some time this morning to go help them so they didn't feel so lonely. Anyhow, the next thing is Croy says, get honest with yourself. What didn't go well today, Marty, or what could you have done better today? Did you wake up early and start strong? I talked about that. Absolutely. Did you start your morning with power? Yes. Were you productive throughout your day? Sharpening the saw. Not producing the things through the portal of my mind to the world of the physical. That starts Monday. But did you get the most important thing done today? I did. I'm feeling so great and ready to have another 6 days of work. And move my goals forward, and spend the right kind of time with Kathleen, and be showing up all the time as the person I want to be. Was I present today? I was. Now combine all these things with this question. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your commitments you made to yourself today? Well, I kept my word to myself and did everything I committed to do this morning. And then some. I got a few things done this morning, and then set that list aside and went out and had some fun. The next question is, what movies did you watch in your mind today, Marty? Did you make time for them? Well, because I do my morning routine every morning, like I say, it's always including my must-see TV favorite 5 movies and my mindfulness time. If this time I close my eyes, I have the little light music playing, and it's really quiet, and I relax, and then I put up onto my mind these movies. It's just a perfect setting for going to the movies. So yes, I watched my movies today. Next, Croy asks, what's the one thing that you didn't do well today, Marty? What is the one thing you could have done better starting tomorrow that will make all the difference going forward? Well, today I have to tell on myself. I'm not proud of it, but I have to tell on myself. In planning for this trip to our grandson's birthday parade and dinner party, my wife also got several things to give to our daughter, who has just moved from Texas and moved into a new place and was short some things. And so she put them into the back of my car so we could give them to Becca. On the way there, I had suggested we could put them in her car when she comes to the parade with us and up the street and load them into her car, and away she could go. Well, Kathleen said there wouldn't be room enough for everything to put in the car with all the kids in her big van. I didn't agree, but I did capitulate and asked that we would only drop them off so that we could get home because it was going to be late and not stay for an hour gabbing. Well, she promised, okay, no, we'll do it. That's fine. Anyway, after the party at my son's, we stopped to take the stuff off to our daughter's new home. And sure enough, Kathleen got to talking, and an hour later, we finally left to come home. I was not a happy camper. I expressed my displeasure for her not keeping her promise to me, and she said, wait, let's wait until we can set the table right for this discussion, that we can have a constructive conversation. And I said, okay, I agreed. It was a quiet trip home. I won't bore you with the details, but I will say that due to our mini Jody Moore video watching and the habit we have of doing that, and all that we punt into our mind, we each knew that the circumstance of things that we cannot control, and I can't control Kathleen, and she can't control me. And it's our thoughts that create these kind of negative, disconnecting feelings or positive, connecting feelings. Because we took the time to think through and think out our thoughts, driving home and through the rest of the evening, when it was time to have that set the table conversation later tonight, each had come up with the same conclusion. I came up with the conclusion, and she came up with the conclusion, which was to take different cars to these sorts of events. If there's conflict and one's wanting to stay and not, let's bring 2 cars, and that way I can leave whenever I want to, and she can stay however long she wants, or vice versa, and not have to worry about controlling the timing of things. So that's what we're going to do. Now, my mistake was to allow myself to think that I can control my wife as the circumstance. She was the circumstance. She said she wouldn't stay long. Well, Kathleen not being willing to leave or couldn't leave for whatever reason and didn't want to leave, that is not something I can control. My thoughts on trying to do that is where the difficulty came, was in my responsibility of taking control of my thoughts. I soon remembered the facts about CTFAR, that tool. The C is the circumstance, T is the thought, F is the feelings, A is the actions, R is the result. CTFAR tool. It's called a CTFAR model. And we both worked through the situation in our minds and came up with the same conclusion without even talking about it until the end. But what could have been a real disruptor for the good day ended up being a lesson learned day. And that's because we took the time to control our minds and come up with the same solution. It was fantastic. I love you, sweetheart. Next is the question, were there any mistakes or any failures that you can turn into a tool of success today going forward, Marty? Well, because I already addressed this, I will simply say that that tool of success that we both used and saved our bacon, kept us connected, is called CTFAR model. I've talked about it several times, and it's the very effective success tool for helping couples or individuals stay connected with those they love and not destroy relationships due to human nature and selfish thoughts and frustration of trying to control something. We forget that we can't control our circumstance. We can only control our thoughts, which controls everything and gives us the results that we experience, bad and good. And so I'm happy that I've learned about this tool, and it's saved my bacon so much, and it's helped me to really improve as a person, become better than I was yesterday. Next, Roy asks, if this was the only thing you can get done tomorrow, even if your day went sideways getting it done, but you'd still feel like you'd been a success, what would that one thing be? And put into a power statement. So tomorrow's power statement says, by the end of Monday, which is tomorrow, I will have 5 more video entries updated and teaser title statements and new teaser questions to the descriptions. All done. Bam. The next item to do tonight is the rate my day's effort. I gave today a 3 because of, although I had a terrific time at the parade and my dinner party and I sharpened the saw, my handling of the timing conflict with Kathleen and how going home and when to go home wasn't the best way to handle things. And I should have started out with mentioning or using the CTFAR tool immediately so that both Kathleen and I, because we're familiar with it, could have used that and avoided making any comments that didn't reflect how I wanted to show up today and be present the way I wanted to be present and how I intended to start out and did start out this morning. I could have caught myself, but we're human beings. We're catching as we go along, but nice that we took it and caught it and used the tool and only had a short moment of feelings that weren't good and weren't healthy and weren't supportive of each other. I hold that to myself, and that's the one thing why I'm rating myself as a day. The fact that I didn't recognize what was happening from the get-go and put it into check immediately, the result would have been immediate and very much so strong connecting. We still connected, but there was a little anyhow. However, It did result, like I said, in a day of learning and strengthening, especially for me and our relationship, which is all good. Okay, let's end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. First of all, I'm grateful for the variety of media that is available to us to consume. It's just incredible. Way too much, but it's all there. I said it because I go to YouTube and the internet and cable TV and local TV and radio and all sorts of things to get a fuller, more robust picture of all the various opinions and viewpoints being delivered to the public about the news, for example, and entertainment and so forth. Of course, it often seems like there are two universes with totally different descriptions of what's really going on and what is and isn't. But like I said, that's because it gives me an opportunity to think things through and consider all these different viewpoints and decide for myself what I'm seeing and hearing. In some countries, can you imagine, there is only one view being delivered to the state. It's state-run media, period. And so I'm so grateful to be in a free country and have that variety that I can learn and make my own decisions. Next, I'm grateful for the law of attitude, or what I call mapping, the law of mapping. Most of us would say that we can't read other people's minds, but I would say that reading minds is easier than we think, and we do it. The fact is that we read the minds of other people every day. How do we do it? We do it automatically through attitude appraisals and appraising the countenance changes in individuals. The bottom line is how we think shows through in how we act. Attitudes are mirrors of the mind. They reflect our thinking, our mapping. We can sense by observing one's expressions and mannerisms how a person is feeling towards their job, for example. You can read the minds of salesmen, students, husbands, and wives. You not only can, we do. When our attitudes are right, our abilities reach a maximum of effectiveness and good results inevitably follow when we get good at knowing people's nature. Salesmen with the right attitude beat their quotas. Students with the right attitude make A's. Right attitudes pave the way to a really happy married life. Right attitudes make you effective in dealing with people and enables you to develop as a leader. Right thinking, right attitudes win for you in every situation. You can grow these three attitudes by making them allies. Grow or lay down that neural path I said, the attitude of I'm activated. Grow the attitude of you are important. Grow the attitude of service first. Lastly, I'm grateful for the principle of success that goes along with this law of attitude, which says to activate, I'm activated, to activate others, to get them to be enthusiastic, you must first be enthusiastic yourself. Of course, that's just obvious, isn't it? A man or a woman who lacks enthusiasm never develops it in another. But a person who is enthusiastic themselves soon has enthusiastic followers. And this, my friend, is a principle that is part of living the dream. Oh, man. So there you go. Until tomorrow night, when I'll be right back here at this laptop sharing my journey to business alignment, my failures, my successes, my growth, my happy achievements, I wish you continued success. Good night.